Right, hello everybody, how is it going? I hope you're all doing well. Now, just a quick thing before the review starts. About couple of hours ago, I uploaded a video saying that the model array wasn't working. Well, I came back about 2 hours later, and for some reason it started working, and I've just finished filming the running of this. So obviously you will see this, but I'm not 100% sure why it suddenly started working, so I'm now going to delete that video saying that there was the problem. Hopefully the problem doesn't arise again. But anyway, let's get on with the review of this. Right, so hello everybody, how is it going? I hope that you are all doing well, and welcome back to another video. And in today's video, as you know, we are looking at this, the 1945 going home train pack. But before I get into this, I just want to give a big shout out to ECML Trains, which, if you don't know, stands for East Coast Main Line, which is obviously one of the busiest main lines in the UK if you're watching from outside of the UK. Anyway, so he does a bunch of videos on train spotting all along the East Coast Main Line. A really good person. Asked me to give him a shout out, which I'm only too happy to oblige. So go check him out. There will be a link to his channel in the description. So make sure to go check him out. But anyway, looking at this box, you can see that this consists of a Hornby Black 5 in LMS livery and 3 LMS Maroon third class Stanier coaches and a Stanier third class brake coach, which you can see at the top. Down here it says 1945 going to 2015 even, 70 years, and there is the price, $289.95. We didn't actually pay that much for this though. We paid about $225 from the West Somerset Railway, but I believe this is the RRP, or actually I think on the model centre I was looking at prices, and I think they've got it for £232 something. There's a picture up on screen of their website. I think it's £232, but next to it says $289.99, I'm pretty sure, which I'm guessing is the RRP. I had a look on Hornby's website, but they don't have it on there, which is a bit of a shame because it's obviously a limited edition and it's all sold out. But there is some information on the front here, which is basically a little bit of information on these services, so feel free to pause the video and read that. But obviously, like always, in the description there will be a detailed history on the Black 5 locomotives and the services. And in the bottom corner here there is obviously a picture of soldiers on one of the trains. So if we turn it over, we can obviously see the code down here, which is R3299 1945 going home train pack limited edition. And obviously there is a little picture of the limited edition, and same stuff on here, 70 years, and more pictures of the engine. So I'm going to put the camera down and get the actual box out, and I'll be back so we can have a look at the engine. So here we are with the box, or the packaging outside of the box. I'm just going to take off this plastic area, and here you can see the Black 5 in all her beautiful glory. We will take a closer look at her, but first just slide that away, and obviously you can see here we have the 1945 going home certificate of authentication, and the exact same stuff that was on the box, I'm pretty sure. So this information was everything that was on the box. We've also got this, which was also on the box, and down in the corner you can see this model is one of limited production run of 1000, and mine is number 599. Moving that away, we also do have the instructions. It's going to be a bit difficult to look at whilst holding the camera, but we're going to give it a go anyway. So we can also see it says Class 5 locomotive and tender, DCC ready, DCC fitted sound, operating and maintenance instructions, and it just has the general information, routine maintenance, DCC ready, running hints, all of that good stuff. Opening it up, it gives more information about lubrication, body removal, where the screws are, which I will show you anyway later on, assembly, sound / DCC ready, and everything else. And on the other side we just have some televisions television suppression, spare parts and services, and just some general other information as well. And like I always say, when buying a new tray, always look at the instructions first. Coming back over here, we do have something in this pocket, which is a detail bag. If I just unravel that, we can see inside here there are some brake rods, what looks like some steps, and a NEM coupling as well, and also a spare screw. I'm guessing that's if you... oh, and another step. And then, preferably, what I'm guessing is some instructions on how to fit those parts, which is very nice indeed. So, I'm just going to try to take this out carefully with one hand. I would not recommend doing this at home, but it's just because I am currently holding the camera. And just a quick little glance over of the engine before we go up onto the desk and look at her in more detail. And she is a really stunning engine, as we all know. And just looking at the coaches as well, they also look very nice. But we're just going to get up onto the workbench and have a look at her in some more detail. Right, so here we are up on the workbench, and we are now going to take a look at her in some closer up detail. If I just move this like this, we can get a nice view of the front and just get it to focus. There we go. Right, so at the top we do have a separately fitted handlebar. We do have the head code there. We have a separately fitted smoke box start, and we also have the shed code down there. Moving down here, we do have separately fitted lamp irons. Lots of riveting on the buffer beam, and the buffers are metal and sprung as well, which is very nice. Moving on to the side of the locomotive. Here we can see there is also some printed on detail, which is very nice there. A separately fitted handlebar that goes the whole length of the boiler up to the firebox. On top of the firebox we do have the whistle and the safety valves, all of which are made out of metal, so that is very nice. We also have a metal reversing rod, which is also very nice. We have a what looks like separately fitted nameplate, again very nice. There's a very nice bit of separately fitted detail on this, I must say. I can't see any glue marks anywhere. The chimney looks like it's very nicely added. There is a bit of a lip there, but then again, that's not the most worst critic of a model you can have. Down here, the connecting rods, beautifully modelled. Moving a bit further on to the cab, we do have the number 5156. Underneath it you can see there's a class 5, it says class 5 as well. We do have some very nicely glazed windows, and if I just turn it on the side a bit, we can see we have a opening cab hatch to let in some more light. Continuing on with the cab, we do have separately fitting cab doors as well, and there are also some steps as well. And if you remember in the detail pack, there were some extra steps as well. Inside we do have a very slightly painted cab, but honestly it's not the best painted cab I've seen. It's probably one of the worst. I mean, it's not horrific, you can see there are some bits picked out, but it's certainly not the best I've ever seen, I must say. But moving on to the tender, we can obviously see the big LMS printed on there as well, which is very nice. And we do have a removable coal load, so you can easily fit your own coal in there if you like. All you have to do with this is just slide it and it comes out. So you can easily put your own more realistic coal load in there. So I'm just going to keep that coal load in there. It's not the most realistic, but it's not the worst ever. The inside of the tender, there is some nice bits of detail. We do have some, not painted, but there is some detail here. So there's sort of cupboards where you would store some items. Some models have some coal coming out of the little chute here. This doesn't have anything, if you can see that. There we go, just get it to focus. There we go. There is usually some coal that's in this area on some models, but not on this model. The underneath of the tender detail is alright. There's some riveting around there. Again, very nice. Just get the screwdriver. We do have a separately fitted handlebar as well there. And moving on to the back of the tender. Get it to focus again. We do have some builder plates, some sort of steps, metal sprung buffers again, and the slim line NEM coupling, which doesn't appear to have an actual hook in it to couple, which is a bit strange. And obviously here we have the areas where the water would go in as well, which is very nice. So not the worst model I've ever seen. It's actually fairly good. There's a decent amount of detail. I mean, the cab could be better, but honestly, it really isn't that bad. But I'm going to take this away and we'll have a look at one of the coaches. So here is one of the coaches. Inside this train pack, it consists of two of these, which are Stanier third class coaches, and one Stanier third brake class coach as well. So I'll show this one, but as there's two of these, I'll then just show you the brake, which is very slightly different. So starting off with this model, we do have some very nice lining along the side. If I just try and, oh, just knocked the camera, hold on. If I just try and get a zoom in on that, not the most clearest of pictures with this zooming in, but you can obviously see that the lining, no faults whatsoever. There is a lovely separately fitted gold handlebar, and the printing is very nice as well. Zoom back out, we can see the top of it is in this sort of matte silvery colour. Moving on to the end, we do have the covers for the corridors. We do have some printed detail on here. We also have some separately fitted bits on here as well, and what look like some steps you can climb up. And we also have metal sprung buffers, just like the locomotive. It does have a full interior. If I just get focused on there, you can see there are seats in there. This is a corridor coach. You can also see the corridor on that side, and personally, corridor coaches are some of the best coaches. I love going to a heritage railway and having a sort of compartment to myself. Just focus the camera, because it sort of just gives a bit of privacy, unlike trains of today. But obviously trains of today, they think about capacity, whereas back then it was more private. Bringing the coach further, we can see some various bits on the windows. If I try to focus that might, no, there we go, smoking on there, and then what I can gather from there is non-smoking. So you've got two smoking compartments, two non-smoking compartments, and then three smoking compartments. So that's how they obviously organise these coaches. And then at the back we've got what I presume would be a sort of area where the guard would sit, but then the guard would be at the back of the train, so I'm not 100% sure why these are covered, these windows are covered up. If you know, please let me know. But then again, the detail on this end is the same as the other end, and same on this side. Underneath we do have some, what I could only guess, of storage for, I'm not sure what would be in there. And then we've just got these sort of struts, I guess you could call them. Oh, and another thing I've got to mention, metal wheels as well. Very, very nice metal wheels. So that is very nice. But just take that out, and I'll grab the brake coach if I can. Hold on. There we go. There is the brake coach, and basically it is exactly the same. Lining perfectly executed, separately printed detail, lovely. We do have the what I'm pretty sure is the London, Midland and Scottish Railway Company logo. I'll just try and get a zoom in on that. Yeah, London, Midland and Scottish Railway Company, which is quite nice. The windows have obviously got the painted bits on it, which is very nice, and this whole inner hole is very nice, and it is exactly the same as the other one, apart from this is obviously the brake coach, which goes at the end. And we have what I'm not 100% sure why this is in a separate colour, this little strip, but it is there. So you can clearly see very, very slightly different, but the coaches, oh yeah, and also sprung buffers and metal wheels, which is very nice. Metal wheels is perfect, because I so prefer metal wheels to plastic wheels. It's just so much more realistic. The only problem is plastic wheels seem to sound better, metal wheels seem to be a bit more noisier. Anyway, I'm going to get the Black 5 back into shot, and we're going to take the body off and have a look at her mechanism. Right, so here we are with the Black 5 back in shot, and like I said, I'm going to have a look at the mechanism. Now, I have just disconnected the tender, as I feel like it's easier to take the body off. But just to show you how you disconnect the mechanism, undo a screw on the drawbar. This hole lines up with that. That's where the screw goes. And then you've also got to unplug the wire connector from the tender, which goes there, which transfers the power from the decoder, which goes into the tender. And I think this has got tender pickups, but we'll soon find out. So the next step I'm also going to do is take off the front bogie, because you can access the screw to take the body off, but when it comes to taking the body off, I feel the bogie seems to get in the way. So just take the bogie off, and take that screw out, put that to one side, and there is the one screw for this loco. I'll show you what you do, but quickly just take this screw out, which undoes the body, obviously. Oh, hold on. There we go. That's out. And then, once it's off, you hold it above, and just with a little push, it disconnects some sort of, well, in the instructions it calls them lugs, which I guess that's what I'll just call them, is lugs, which holds it in at the back of the engine near the cab. So just lift it up and pull it forward, which disconnects it, and then you can lift the chassis out of the body. So I'll just put the body at the back there, and here is the chassis. So sadly there is no flywheel, but according to Hornby's website, the Black 5 they have, not the railroad version, this is the mainline version, I think, because it's not got the aspects of the railroad version. So according to Hornby's website, this is a 5-pole motor. So I'm going by a 5-pole motor, but it doesn't have a flywheel, which is a bit sad. But I have seen by other videos, if you undo the screws of the base keeper plate and take all of that off, it has proper bearings, which is very, very nice to see. Proper bearings, beautiful. So the mechanism doesn't have a flywheel, so I'll knock a star off for that. But proper bearings, a 5-pole motor, according to Hornby, I think I'll probably give it about a 4-star for mechanism, which is a quite good rating. So I'm now just going to do a time-lapse of me putting the body back on, but actually just remembered, first off, I'm going to show you how to get the case of the tender off, so you can get the decoder in. So to take the casing of the body off, you just need to take one screw out, which goes in this hole here, which I've already taken out. I thought I'd do it off camera because it can be a bit of a pain sometimes and not want to come out. So that is it there. So all you have to do to get the body off is just lift and pull to disengage some clips at the back, which hold it on. It's a bit difficult to do it when you're filming. I can do it normally, but there we go. So that is the casing off, and it's just simply, that's the decoder socket there, and all the wires go from the decoder all through here, and it connects up to these pins, which is what this area connects to on the underneath, transferring the electric to the motor. So now I'm going to do a time lapse of me getting the body back on, and we'll go down to the railway and see how she runs. Right, so here we are down at the railway. As you can see, she's just in shot over there. And as always, we are going to start off with the manoeuvrability and slow speed over the point work test. So I'm just going to get her moving. Try her slow speed for one. I'm slowly edging up the controller. And she has started moving. I'll just see if I can get her a bit slower. There, I think that is as slow as I can get her. That is very good. That is fantastic. Now, the question is, will she cut out on the points? That is the big question. I'm pretty sure all her driving wheels have pickups, and I'm pretty sure she has tender pickups. So she has got quite a few pickups, and she does seem to be doing very well at this slow speed over the points as well. Hasn't cut out at all. That is really, really good from her. Right, so I'll just speed her up. That is fantastic. Absolutely brilliant. Just reverse her backwards. So, straight away, fantastic. Fantastic slow speed. Pretty sure she had tender pickups, but I will test that. But we're now going to test her manoeuvrability from moving to the inside. Moving from the outside to the inside tracks. So we'll just get, that's backwards. Just get her going at a moderate speed, which is quite nice, and she's manoeuvring them really nicely. So straight off, her performance is absolutely astoundingly good. This is fantastic, much better than the previous Hornby loco that I reviewed, which was the Hornby Railroad Fire Scotsman, which kept cutting out. But anyway, I'm going to move round and hook up to her coaches, and we'll get her running. So here she's coming around the bed, and as you know, she's going to be hooking up to the 3 coaches that came with her in the train pack. So I'm just going to show you her coupling up. Now the couplings are at the same height, but as this is on a curve, the coupling is a bit in a different position. So all I have to do is get my thumb, push it, which then allows it to hook up, which is fantastic. So let's put her in forward. So take it away, Black 5. Now normally I have a train on the inside track, but today I don't, as I don't have any of her LMS engines. I do have a Coronation Scott, which is in BR Blue livery, which obviously was from the, when I say Coronation Scott, Coronation class, which was from the LMS, but as it's in VR livery, I thought I won't run it because this is in LMS and that isn't. So I'm just going to get her up to a slightly better speed. That's better. Right, so now, as always, I'm going to film her at various different angles with some music. So I do hope you enjoy them. Right, so I do hope you enjoyed those various alternative angles with the music. I'm now going to put her up to a full speed so we can see how fast she is. And as you can see, she is very fast. Very fast. But I'm just going to turn it down because I don't like running them at really fast speed. As you can see, she was really fast. Now, I do have a feeling that might be a bit too fast. But anyway, I'm gonna conclude the video, but first off, here are my ratings of the Hornby Going Home train pack. So for detail, I'm giving it 4 stars. The reason I'm giving it 4 stars is the loco in general is basically perfect. I just feel like the cab detail, the painted detail in the cab could be a bit better, but the rest of the engine is perfect and the coaches are perfectly fine. Performance, 5 stars. She had a brilliant slow speed, didn't stop at all, ran perfectly. I can't fault it. The mechanism, I'm only giving 4 stars. 5-pole motor, tender pickups, proper bearings, all good, just missing the flywheel. If I had the flywheel, it'd be 5 stars. And then obviously finally onto value. Obviously I'm rating this on the RRP, which is £289.99, which, even though it is a fantastic train pack from Hornby, I feel like they could have lowered the price a bit. Maybe to what I paid for it, £225, I think would be reasonable, or maybe what the model centre had it for, which is £232. I feel like that would be a bit reasonable. £289 I think is a bit too much. But they are just my ratings, so let's get on and conclude the video. So I do hope you enjoyed that video. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss another one of my videos. And I will see you in the next one. Take care, everybody. See ya.